Welcome back. Today we are checking out another SCP video. Today it's going to be SCP-439 Bone Hive. This video was a commenter suggestion, so thank you very much for that. Bone Hive says insect skeletal SCP. I have no idea, guys. Bone Hive, is it bugs that live in your bones? 'Cause that's horrific. I don't know. Let's find out, guys.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-439. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Specimen is to be kept at Armed Research Site 45, Hazardous Lifeforms Wing, in a sealed, locked 38-liter, 10-gallon Type G containment unit with connected oxygen supply. Specimen is to be fed through feeding tube 16A with approved nutritive substance XF. Handling is available to Level 2 personnel or higher. Description: SCP-439 is an insect of unknown origin, somewhat resembling a grayish, semi-translucent Fortificula auricularia, common earwig, approximately 2.5 centimeters in length. Originally located or obtained in mainland China in the province. No other specimen has been found as of yet. SCP-439 is relatively harmless when encountered on safe terms, aside from the ability to deliver a firm, painful pinch with its abdominal forceps. The true hazard this creature poses lies in its habitat construction and reproduction, which is initiated when the specimen enters the mouth of a sleeping human. This will
Gross!
only occur with humans. Other life forms have been presented to SCP-439 and have been uniformly rejected.
Oh, so it only breeds in humans? Ugh.
Upon location of a suitable host, the specimen will hide itself in the immediate vicinity and wait until the victim has fallen asleep. How it is able to determine the state of sleep is unknown, but it has shown to be accurate in times out of. Upon entering the mouth of the new host, SCP-439 will travel down the trachea and take up residence in one of the victim's lungs.
Oh man, it's getting terrible already. This is so bad already.
In approximately 4 to 8 hours after awakening, the host will complain of chest pains and shortness of breath, followed shortly by abdominal cramping. The tightness in the chest will increase, as well as a fever, until the host is incapacitated. It is around this time that the onset of fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, FOP, occurs, a disorder that is normally genetic in nature that promotes growth of bone into muscle tissue.
Oh man. Promotes bone growth through muscle tissues, so your bones grow through your muscles. Ugh.
Since the production of new bone growth is so rapid, the procedure is also quite painful for the subject, with new bone spurs occasionally protruding through the flesh. While this is happening, the host will become compelled to seek shelter in a darkened enclosed space, such as inside household cabinetry, closets, or heating ductwork. Within the first 3 days without treatment, the host will become completely withdrawn and immobile due to the extreme pain of the new bone growth coupled with difficulty breathing. At this point, the subject's body will begin the final stage of transformation into a bone hive. Having concealed itself in its new home, the body of the host will huddle into a fetal position. Entire portions of the skeletal structure will shift along until the host body is roughly spherical in nature and reduced to 3/4 of its original size. New bone protrusions will continue to grow and, if possible, anchor the body permanently to its new location. The skeletal structure is almost completely unrecognizable, having been converted to a round cage to protect the internal organs and colony.
Oh man, so this thing sneaks into your mouth while you sleep, crawls down your throat, gets into your lungs, presumably starts reproducing, causes some kind of physiological change within your body that causes your rapid bone growth until you basically just curl up into a ball and die, and then the bone growth continues to grow, oftentimes rooting the subject in place while basically creating a nice bony shell to protect the soft, squishy interior. Ugh.
At this point, transformation is complete. The original queen that entered the host will have produced 20 to 30,000 offspring that function as workers, drones, and warriors in a typical insect hive hierarchy. Since only the queen is capable of reproduction, the rest of the hive's inhabitants are fortunately harmless, save for large, strong abdominal forceps.
Okay, so at the very least, they can't just spread wildly and unchecked because only the queen can reproduce. So this is actually kind of staying within, frankly, the realms of reality. Like, so far, aside from this being a fictional creature, this is actually all really plausible.
Of the warriors. The interior of the original host is nearly unrecognizable as a human body. Certain organs are removed and used as food, while others are modified by the worker insects to serve as egg incubation chambers. An ingenious method exists of using the host's own digestive system to process pieces of organic materials collected by the warriors into a new...
Oh, but you don't die. The host is still alive. Oh, whether they're conscious or not and know what's happening is one thing. But as far as like the physiological processes of the body, they still continue to function. So you might be in a catatonic state, kind of like a person in a coma, where their body still functions, their heart still beats, you know, they can still digest food. It's just their head, you know, their brain, their mind, their consciousness is not functioning. But I don't know. They may end this telling me that you're fully aware and can feel it all, which is terrible, but I don't know. Let's find out.
Nutritive slurry that feeds both the colony and sustains the host hive structure. After 4 to 6 months, a new queen will emerge from within the ranks and choose a drone to mate with. At this point, the colony will destroy itself by rupturing, upon which the majority of the insects die. Workers and drones are unfit to survive outside the host hive, and warriors will abandon the site, wandering away, their tasks complete. No food will be consumed by the warriors that isn't nutritive slurry produced by the hive of origin. The new queen will venture out, fertilized, to search for her own new hive. Incredibly, the trauma of evacuation is not what finally causes biological activity to cease in the hive, but starvation. Addendum.
Man, so physiologically, you are alive the whole time. Now, again, whether you're there mentally or not hasn't been said yet, but physiologically, your body is still functioning even after they burst out of it, and it's only until you basically starve to death that you die. Ugh.
In an experiment, Dr. performed a range of tests to determine the extent of damage to the host body after it has finished transformation into a hive. While it had been previously discovered in autopsy that portions of the brain are hollowed out to serve as food, others are left intact, presumably to regulate what bodily functions continue. During the last round of experimentation, I took the opportunity to examine a hive at close range shortly after the transformation. While the eyes are eventually reached and used as a food source, at the point I performed her examination, they were still intact. Opening the eyelids and examining with a flashlight, something discovered that the host's eyes followed the beam.
Oh, which is terrible because that implies that they are still conscious. If they are reacting to light like that. Oh. Oh, that's brutal, man.
Experimentation was terminated.
That's brutal.
And no further testing is scheduled. Okay, I think I speak for everyone here. I don't really want to know if that person is alive. So let's just say they're not and end the lecture, shall we? Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for listening, if indeed you still are. And you are all dismissed. Goodbye.
Okay, so, it's implied that the host is still conscious. They don't really confirm it, but it's definitely implied, which makes it all pretty horrific. Again, like I said, aside from this being a completely fictional creature, basically the way it functions and the way it operates, it's all really very based in reality. The way the hive functions with one reproducing queen, workers, soldiers, taking residence inside of a body. I mean, all of that is real life stuff. So this is probably one of the most down-to-earth, realistic SCPs I've ever seen. It's one of those things that, could actually exist in the real world today. Like, there could be an insect out in the jungle somewhere that has not been discovered that functions like this. So on one hand, it's less scary than a lot of the SCPs out there because, it doesn't walk through walls or, consume your soul or doom you to an eternity of pain through every atom of your body. But instead, it is actually scary because it is the most plausible and realistic of any SCP that I've seen to date. So, okay. Guys, that was SCP-439, the Bone Hive. A little bit shorter of an SCP by the Volgun, which I always enjoy. And yeah, guys, like I said, it's scary because it's plausible. It's not scary in the fact that I'm afraid of insects or anything like that. It's just scary that this idea is an actual plausible, realistic idea. It has its merits for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what other SCPs we should be taking a look at. I know there's a ton of them out there, and I really enjoy the variation that we're starting to see from these SCPs. Really abstract, wild ones, very grounded, down-to-earth ones like this. The SCP universe is quite fascinating and quite large, so we're going to continue to dive into this, guys. So as always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. Take care of yourselves, guys, and have a great day.